SageRock was started in 1999 with myself and my wife Rocky. Her background was technical writing. She worked for multiple years at Penton Publishing. And my background was systems administration and web development. And we knew we wanted to start a business together, but we didn't exactly know what the business was going to be. But at that time, in the web world, it was becoming prevalent that search engine marketing was a very important aspect of what people needed for their websites. And so with her writing background and my technical background, it made great sense to start a search engine optimization firm. And that was what we did initially. We did search engine optimization. And in 2001, when the pay-per-click engines came on the scene pretty heavily, we didn't think that was ever going to be something that was important for us. We just thought people would do that themselves. But we quickly found out that paid search is incredibly complicated, always evolving, and people really do need help with their paid search. And so paid search now accounts for about 40% of our marketing and statistical analysis as well. One of the things, one of my favorite things to do at SageRock is to work on our culture. I love being a business leader, and I like the opportunities that it gives me. The search engine optimization world is very competitive, and it is very easy for anybody that works here that they could easily find a job someplace else or just work on their own with affiliate marketing. And so we have to do everything we possibly can to make the job experience here rewarding and interesting and valuable to their lives. So we have a very flat culture. We are always working on reducing hierarchy and deconstructing that as much as possible. Everybody here has an equal say in everything. Everybody is welcome for any meeting, financial meetings, marketing meetings, sales meetings. They are encouraged to participate in all of that. They're not obligated, but it's amazing how much they do want to participate in that. Production people almost always go to the marketing meetings, which I find is fascinating. And it just means that they care and they're interested in the success of the company. And that, I think, is a major key to our success. If you ask anybody here what is the true secret to SageRock's success, they will say that it's the people. And that's absolutely it. The people here are the greatest team I could ever imagine having, and we're just very fortunate to have the people that we have here at SageRock. All the people that we hire here at SageRock are trained. We do not look for pre-existing experience. So we're hiring the person, we're not hiring the capability. And obviously you can imagine that that has certain complications, but it also has tremendous benefits because you're not complicating and confusing the talent with the individual. A lot of times people try to hire the person with the highest level of talent, but the person who has that talent ultimately maybe doesn't fit with their culture, and oftentimes that doesn't work. So by being an environment where we train, we are able to just solely focus on the people, and I think ultimately that is what makes SageRock a great place to work, because it's all about making sure that the person fits within the culture of SageRock, and then everything else is trained from that point on. When I think about the future of search, I oftentimes think about what it must have been like to be in the train business 100 years ago. When trains were hot and they were the main mode of transportation for the country, train companies felt that they were in the train business, and that was their downfall. They weren't in the train business, they were in the transportation business. And that's how they missed trucking and air and everything. And you can see that happen in industry after industry. They're tied to a mode of thinking that does not enable them to see what's going on right in front of them. So, we are classified as potentially a search marketing company. We oftentimes refer to ourselves as a web marketing company. But there's a very real possibility that in 10 years there aren't going to be search engines as we know them today. So what does that mean? What if every single search that is done is proprietary to the individual, that the individual gets a custom search to their liking? How are we going to handle that? How is that going to change how we work? I know that SageRock has been very fortunate in its success by being a specialized company. So we are very careful not to overstep bounds that would make us more of a company that does everything. So we have 3 specific services that we do, and we are very reluctant to ever go outside those bounds. But on the other hand, we have to be very open to the fact that this is an incredibly volatile, ever-changing industry, and we have to be aware of that and move with those trends when they happen. All right, so my name is Sage, and I have had a lot of obligation in my life by having the name Sage. I feel like I've had to rise to a lot of occasions by having the name Sage, and so one of the oppressive things of being a new father was coming up with the right name, and it was a very intense process for me, and we have a lot of great names. But we almost threw out Indiana, as a matter of fact. It was off of the top 5 list until the very end. And our friend Michelle said, whatever happened to Indiana? And the thing about Indiana is it has a lot of nuances. Indiana Jones. Did we name him for Indiana Jones? No. But did I not see Indiana Jones the movie when I was a kid? Obviously I did. I happen to think that Indiana Jones had a lot of interesting qualities. The thing about the name Indiana is it's a good American name, and I am to my core an American. And there aren't, I guess I could have gone with a more Indian type of name, but you can't get the name Indiana from England or Switzerland, and so it was the most American name that I could come up with, and I hope it doesn't backfire on them, but we'll see.